What's up, my Pisces, and welcome back to Cards for Hire. So, my Pisces, there's something significant about amethyst. Now, I have this normally over my bed, and I have amethyst, and I also have, dang, what's that called? The green crystal. I forget what it's called. It's missing me right now. But I usually have this over my bed. Now, I didn't know that amethyst, first off, Pisces, you all, this is your birthstone, the purple one. And I put my earrings on and I was called to this. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Pisces. Amethyst helps and assists with absorbing negative energy. And it also helps to put it near you while you are sleeping. Yeah, for an easier sleep or something like that. That's so interesting. Okay. So as I'm picking up on this energy, first off, no, let me stop. Somebody could be moving really, really fast. You could be actively trying to let go and or release something or someone. But as I was kind of putting the pieces together, I heard the new Ari song. Just know that I will find a way from you, like flowers in the tomb, while you decide who you are. Yeah, there's something significant about you releasing someone, and they could actively be trying to break down your boundaries in some way, shape, or form, break down the door in some way, shape, or form. Yes. And in that song, I hadn't heard it until today, until just like 5 minutes ago. And she speaks about a crown often. She speaks about a crown, and she also speaks about the moon. Cancer could be significant, but because she is a Cancer, and in tarot, the moon card rules is ruled by Pisces and or Cancer. And then I grabbed this deck and I shuffled it a couple times. The moon was at the bottom as I'm listening to the song, so there could be a lot of emotions that are hidden. And then with this Pisces card, it has dreamy, it has Jupiter, it has moon on it. So it's very, somebody could be experiencing a lot of dreams, or somebody could just be in a dreamy type of atmosphere, trying to possibly detach from their physical environment. Something about you manifesting something better or a life outside of this person or this circumstance could be very significant. And then Pisces is also ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. Yes, and Neptune is the kind of whimsical planet, I like to think. It is also the planet of illusion. So at one point in time, you could have been under the illusion. This thing then went out. You could have been under the illusion that something was going to work out, or you could have been under the illusion that something was going to look a particular way. Now, I just got this yesterday and I was like, I'm going to light my pillow. So you could definitely be in need of positive energy. Mm. Ooh, purples and blues could be significant. Somebody's falling over themselves trying to get back to you in some way, shape, or form. That's crazy. Somebody could also be fumbling their words or mishandling something. This could be you as well. Okay. But first, before we get to this, Pisces, y'all know we got to pray before we eat. Okay. Lord, I thank you in advance. Ask for clarity, protection, as well as progression and connection. I extend my gratitude and ask that my angels and guides protect me and mine on this vibe. Amen. There's something significant about you or someone else being left picking up the pieces of something. Mhm. Just know that I will find a way from you, like flowers in the tomb. You decide who you are. There could have been something significant about someone not knowing where to place you, how to prioritize you, or how to place you on their list of priorities. This could also be you, Pisces. There's something significant about placement, something about you possibly needing to be re replotted somewhere, replanted somewhere could be very significant, or that is your desire. Mm, okay. You could be very emotional at this time as well. Something about someone's eyes is very significant. Somebody could have big, big, beautiful eyes. I almost said big brown eyes. Somebody could have big brown eyes. Okay. What's this message, Lord? Beautiful. Holy smokes. Evil eye. Fuck what I said. No, I'm just playing. Evil eye. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. And I said the color blue. Somebody could be born in 85. Interesting. That's crazy. You decide who you are. somebody could have hidden their envy for you. Because if I'm not mistaken, she said something like, you studied my crown, but liked my body, or something like that. So someone could have, you could have been a placeholder for someone, or someone could have been a placeholder in your life in some way, shape, or form. That's interesting. That's suspicious. House. Okay, you could have lived with this person, but house to me also could signify your body, as your body is the vessel that houses your spirit, okay? There's something significant about how someone looks. Looking in this mirror right now, I'm not even going to say it, or in this mirror. Oh, okay. Somebody could have been mirroring you in a way that you possibly weren't ready to accept at one point in time, and or vice versa. A lot of people don't realize it's not necessarily what that person is doing to you, it's what you allow. Okay? Can I get one more? Somebody could be throwing rocks and hiding their hands. Somebody could also be throwing rocks to a glass house. What's that saying? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Commitment. Okay. This is a relationship. Could be somebody that you were married to and or was married to. Intuitive Cav. Yeah, now it's time for you to follow your intuition. I'm also seeing, because I was watching the lyrics, I'm also seeing the part where she says, just don't eclipse the moon. Don't overshadow me. Don't overpower me. Don't try to control me. Okay. Especially considering the sun is considered the masculine energy and the moon is considered the feminine energy. Feminine energy internalizes, is a reflection of the sun. So you could have been like I said, a reflection, something about a mirror. Someone was a reflection of the parts of you that you weren't able to accept or weren't willing or ready to accept and or acknowledge. Yeah, somebody reflected to you the things that about you that maybe you didn't like, or vice versa. Put it where it goes. Dead. Time to I almost said time to reproduce. Lord have mercy. Confirmation. Reproduction could be significant. You could have thought that you wanted to reproduce with this person at one point in time. Somebody could be a single parent. Just don't eclipse the moon. You decide who you are. King of Swords and Justice. Yes, this person, if you were detached in some area of your life, this person came in and showed you what detachment looks like from other people's perspective and or point of view while interacting with you. Does that make sense, my Pisces? Ten of Wands. Yeah, and that became burdensome. Interesting. So this is not a bashing session for anyone, but it does kind of feel like, my Pisces, there's a certain level of accountability that you might want to consider taking. Mhm. Situation, please. Page of Wands in reverse. Somebody is trying to take inspired action. Somebody is thinking about taking inspired action, but because it came out on the side, I'm going to leave it there. That's too many. Flowers in the trees. Some breeze. Okay, something about trees could be significant. Something about your growth could be significant. You could have grown a lot in this relationship and you weren't even paying attention to it. Ten of Wands comes out again. This is something, it feels as though you want to move away from this energy, this feeling, this relationship, this stagnation. Yeah. Like flowers in the tomb. Flowers in the tomb. And the death card was the first thing to come out. Just know that I will find my way. There's something about you finding clarity and or enlightenment in this dark time in your life. And that's exactly why you were put there. To realize what it was that you can change. Ooh, I like this. You decide who you are. The sun in reverse. That's the moon, baby. That's because you lacked the ability, or you lacked the wherewithal to acknowledge something that was actually pretty detrimental to your health, to your well-being, to your sleep. Something about sleep cycles is very significant. Four of Swords, you needed to heal that. Let's give it, I needed that. Something quenched your thirst in a way that you might not recognize and or appreciate at this time. Yeah. Something about a cord cutting could be very significant because I wanted to get that cord out the way, but I don't really feel like moving and adjusting my desk right now. Something about a cord cut is significant because I also want to get these cards in the frame. I'll fix that later. Carnelian is what I just heard. That's a stone. I'm not really sure what it's for. I can't remember, and I'm pretty sure I have one. All right. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Somebody could be infusing their water with crystals at this time, or it might be beneficial for you to do that. What's my Pisces energy? Hello? I got ashes everywhere. Interesting. I got ashes everywhere. Something could be burning down. Um, a concept could be burning down, but we have the Eight of Wands and it fell on the floor. So you were missing these signs at one point in time. You were missing the opportunity to learn from them in the past because it seems as though she's talking about a plethora of her relationships, more than one relationship. And I'm sorry to say, but not everybody is in the wrong when it comes to you. Sometimes we're in the wrong, and that's okay. That's okay. It's a lesson. Yeah. My cat is trying to get through this door, and it feels like something was missed. You missed a whole lot of signs. You missed a whole lot of opportunities to outgrow the situation until finally you were put or placed in a house, in a room, in a situation where you can't just up and leave and declare that it's the other person's fault. Something you had to sit in and realize, well, I can change that. I can do better with that. I can fix that. Something, yeah, okay. You were missing the messages. You were missing the downloads, all right, in the past. Okay, can I have one more? Because something was definitely trying to erupt in your life. Bruno, you're not getting in here, bro. Can I have one more? Page of Cups in reverse. You were not receiving the message, and so you could not carry on. One thing for sure, two things for certain. The Most High is going to make you get the lesson, or you will keep suffering. That's why these relationships or these connection situations didn't pan out how you dreamed that they would, because something was, and I'm a big fan of delusion. I'm a big fan of, because sometimes we manifest from delusion. We manifest from an area that we want to be in, not necessarily a space that we are currently in. So there needs to be a certain level of imagination. However, this imagination, this expectation kind of seems unrealistic overall. Like you can't just expect somebody to come in absolutely perfect, absolutely molded to perfection when it comes to you. There's some things that you need to change and work on as well. Seven of Cups. There was some confusion as well. Ten of Swords. Yeah, there were some things that you possibly were confused as to, that you were confused about as far as letting something go. A cycle that you refused to end on your own. And so now that something is coming to an end, it's kind of leaving you in a state of confusion. But this is also kind of reminds me of that Neptunian energy I was talking about before. Just know that I will find my way. Intuitive Kev, and I just moved that out of the way. You were like ignoring or disregarding your intuition at one point in time about a person. You possibly are the type to ignore red flags. You possibly are the type to ignore the obvious. Mhm. Okay, advice, please. Thank you. Strength. Ooh, I like that. The strength to carry on, the strength to change and move on, the strength to let something go. Can I have one more? Like flowers in the summer, you decide who you are. Eight of Swords. The strength to push through the confusion. There's something significant about you not needing to know how everything's going in, Pisces. You are the wisest of the signs, but with being so wise, you are extremely elevated. Sometimes you be in the ethers and you need to ground yourself. Mind you, I ain't seen the pinnacle yet. Where the grounding at? You in your head and your heart, in your feelings, in your head and your heart, in your feelings. Where's the grounding? You're moving by way of love. You're moving by way of The intentions seemed great, but hell, the pathway to hell was paved with good intentions. Somebody could have a really nice house. Somebody could have stayed somewhere because, well, they provide financially. And so you were missing some things. You were missing the envy in this person's eyes. You were missing the lust. You were missing the need to control in some way, shape, or form. Do I want one more? I'm gonna do one more for advice. Four of Wands. Somebody, it feels as though somebody may be addicted to being in a relationship. It feels as though I'm talking to someone that may, on a small or a large scale, not be completely comfortable being alone. And I can't help but bring it back to Ariana. She jumps. She jumps. We don't know, not don't get me wrong, we don't know how long she jumps before we realize that she's broken up with someone and she's now with someone else. But how long? Somebody needs to sit with themselves. I'm gonna just say that. Somebody needs to sit with themselves. Three of Pentacles and the four of Wands. Somebody's addicted to moving from one to another. From moving from one to another. And there's some space that is needed. There's some wisdom that is gained when you are alone, male or female or otherwise. There's some work that needs to be done in there. Reconstruction, if you will. Six of Cups. There could be something in your past that you were trying to actively avoid. Something from your childhood specifically. The Eight of Swords is also self-inflicted confusion. There is a way out of this. It's just swords. It's just communication. Somebody could have felt trapped in an ongoing cycle, a cyclical communication, or a cyclical way to communicate, or a cyclical conversation. Every couple months, y'all come across this same damn thing. Every couple months, y'all come across this same issue. It's because nobody's sweeping under the rug. From under the rug. Does that make sense? Everything that happens, just sweep it under the rug. Don't talk about it. Sweep it under the rug. Hide our feelings, the moon. Hide what's going on. Internalize it. And then somebody, combustion. Yes, somebody blows up eventually. You or this other person. And it's because the things aren't properly resolved. Combustion. Oh my goodness. This is good. Okay. All right. Five of Cups. And you wonder why you're constantly disappointed or left with guilt or left to sweep up what has been shattered. Page of Wands, please. It's because somebody has refused to take the appropriate action towards changing this. Knight of Swords. I heard, if you're going to talk about it, be about it. Turn your money or run them hands. Somebody talks, but they don't have the action to back it up. Temperance and the Knight of Swords. Somebody could say they want peace, they could say they want balance, they could say they want harmony, but they're not taking the action to actually do the work to acquire that. Clarify this Ten of Wands. Forward to the Five of Swords. Somebody could also keep you in the loop because they want you to spiral out of control. They want you to negate your intuition due to love, due to the feeling that you're chasing or something like that. This could even be somebody that wants you to chase the feeling or the high that you received when you first met them. It's giving me the energy of, they say when you first try that white stuff, they say the first high is the only time you'll ever be that high. And so they become addicted because they're trying to chase and achieve that first high, and it's never going to happen again. Okay. Somebody could have taken advantage of the fact that you wanted things to go back to the way they used to be. And in turn, they turned around and was like, well, I don't do this anymore because of you. So you tried to fix it. I don't do this anymore because of you. So you tried to fix it. Yeah, there's something significant about them flipping it on you or vice versa. Seven of Wands, defensiveness. It's giving, I could end it, but if I could fix it, if I could just fix it, if I can change this, if I can adjust this, no. This person wasn't going to let you win either way. Like flowers in the tomb while You decide who you are. It's very hard to love a person who doesn't yet realize or know who they are. Because some people may take on the characteristics, the emotions, the mannerisms of other people. Who are you under all of those, under the collage of people that you've created, you know? Four of swords, please. Judgment in reverse. My bad, y'all. There could have been a lot of breaks taken, and it feels as though the distance was purposeful. It wasn't necessarily that this person needed an obscene amount of space or needed space all of the times that space was taken. It kind of feels as though they could have taken space in order to, as a punishment, if that makes sense, in order to make you forget or not really care about the thing that the issues with their behavior or something like that. Then we have judgment in reverse, and it fell right on the house. Mhm. Oh, Judgment in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. What was I just saying about distance? So it's like this isn't a breakup, it's just space. It's just a pause. Four of Swords is a pause. Four of Swords is, and then this person is on ice. Somebody kept you on ice, or you kept someone on ice. Take that as it resonates. Misalignment. With this Eight of Wands, I just remember that it fell on the floor. There's something you could have missed, a misfire. You could have missed the signs of this person. Not, and I know I said that before, but I was actually speaking about past energies. And we do have the Six of Cups here. There's something that you might want to revisit. Why is it that you feel like you possibly, and then look, this house has gate. It's gated. And it's not the good type of gated community that you're thinking about. Yeah. Okay. You also could have had a lot of people on the outskirts looking on the outside looking in. Outskirts is interesting. On the outside looking in and noticing the change within you or within the relationship, but they might not have said anything. Some people like to be close to watch you fall. Be wary of those people. That could also be indicative of that evil eye. Clarify the Eight of Wands. Eight of Pentacles. 8 8 isn't bad, okay? That's the first pentacle that we've seen. So you could have been ignoring what was being seen and more so excited or focused on their potential, the potential of the relationship, the potential of, man, if this works out. Yeah, Two of Pentacles, trying to manifest this into the Ten of Pentacles, the physical abundance that we were lacking before. Clarify this Page of Cups, but some type of communication could have never came, an apology possibly never came. Yeah, the Hierophant and the Moon. Something could have also been hidden, hidden. Somebody could have been hidden like a pipe or something like that, or smoking a pipe, or hidden a gardening. Hmm. Somebody could have also done that as a release or an escape. And I really don't think everybody uses it as an escape. Some people do, not everybody. This Hierophant and the Moon. Yeah, this relationship possibly was hidden in some way, shape, or form. At the very least, yeah, Four of Pentacles. Somebody was keeping it to to themselves. At the very least, the things that were occurring within this relationship, you might have felt called to hide because, and this is the thing, I'm hearing it. If you feel like you have to hide what's going on in your relationship from the people that you love and the people that love you, then it might already be over. Ten of Swords to the Seven of Cups. You possibly were trying to figure out how to fix it behind closed doors before. And this is the thing, it's one thing to be like, oh, well, we weren't always perfect once you're perfect. So it's something significant about you possibly wanting to hide the end. You knew it was the end. You knew it was ending. You knew it should have ended. And there's also confusion around why it was ending. Clarify this Ten of Swords and the Seven of Cups, please. This could, I just saw the Ten of Pentacles. This could be something. You could have had I just heard extravagant. There was something in this relationship that you possibly didn't want to leave behind because of its extravagance, because of how it looked, how it felt. Again, we only have one coin, not one coin, one pentacle card. Proven something you probably, it feels like you wanted to prove, somebody wanted to prove something to their family, to a mother, to a brother, to a sister, to a father, something like that. Two of Wands in reverse and the Three of Wands. That's why that decision was delayed, and that's why the plans, the conversations were made in private. The expansion was made in private. You could have even decided to leave. That decision could have been in private. Page of Pentacles. There could have been a child here as well. Eight to the nine. Yeah, you kept something a secret. You kept some information hidden. You could have kept some information that you that assisted you with determining whether or not this relationship was worth sticking around for. You could have kept that information hidden. This is giving me like somebody, okay, like pictures or text messages or something could have been sent to you. Yeah. And you might not have sought help because eight to the nine, that's doing something by yourself. Just know that I will find my way. King of Swords. I heard separation, detachment as well, though. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. Interesting. We have the King of Swords and then the Queen of Pentacles. A masculine and a feminine energy, but they aren't equally yoked. Somebody's focused on the material, another person is focused on how to possibly control and or detach mentally, move more rationally. And this, it feels like this is where things turn. This is where the tides changed. Yeah. The winds of change. You moved because it feels as though your value was hidden at one point in time. How good of a person you were was hidden at one point in time. How good of a partner you were was hidden at one point in time. This person could have really talked about you behind your back negatively to their family, to their friends, to their coworkers, to their associates. Yeah. And that could have been some information that you found out as well. Just a little bit, because it's a page, just a little bit. Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit. You could have found out. Okay, never mind. Clarify the strength for advice, please. Just know that I will find my way from you like flowers in the tomb. Wow. You like flowers in the tomb. You could have killed off a part of yourself throughout the duration of this relationship. The lover's strength, the choice, strength, and the lovers is clarified by the strength. You should, this is advice. You got to muster up the strength to choose what's right for you now. Two of Cups, when in regards to this relationship, in regards to this connection. Is it really what you want? Or are you dreaming? Are you under an illusion? Are you looking at this person, viewing this relationship through rose-colored glasses? I'm sitting in a room made up of only big white walls, and in the halls there are people looking through the window and they don't know exactly what we're here for. Don't look up, just let them think there's no place else you'd rather be. Fences, I've been hearing it for a minute. I was just like, I just don't know where that's supposed to be. Fences, you're trapped. You're trapped in a family dynamic. You're trapped because of money. You could be financially tied up with this person. There could possibly be no evidence of a prenup or a postnup or any of the nups. Okay? Somebody could have you under NDA, something that you signed when you were young, didn't know what you was doing. You was like, it feels like love to me. Ace of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, something that really came back and bit you in the ass. Okay? You could also be, look, that's that Five of Swords, that jealousy. Evil eye. Now the Five of Swords is over here. The Four of Swords and the Knight of Swords. I'm seeing somebody like push somebody back. Like You could have been trying to, I'm seeing somebody try to exit a room during an argument, during a heated debate, and somebody pushes you back, or somebody's getting pushed back, like forced back into a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner, okay? The emperor, look, ugh. I heard condescending. I was gonna say controlling, okay? Somebody wanted to be your ruler. Just don't eclipse the moon while you. I'm pretty sure that's not the words after that, but yeah, don't eclipse the moon. So you had to gather the strength. Once you realize this person gonna keep stepping on your toes, this person gonna keep kicking the back of your knees. You ever had the back of your knees kicked? Yeah, boom. People used to say hungry. Ooh, somebody could have lost some weight dealing with this shit. And it feels as though your worry, your concern is with this new opportunity. Who am I going to hurt? Am I going to hurt myself? Am I going to hurt others? Are people going to say that I purposefully hurt this person? And then it kind of gives me the energy of, can I speak out about this after it's done? Will I speak out about it? Ace of Wands. Will I take action? Okay. Ace of Wands comes back out, clarifying the Six of Cups. You're going to have to take action in order to break this cycle. Because just because you end one relationship doesn't mean that you can't find that same person with a different set of pants on. Oprah taught me that. Okay. No, she didn't teach it to me, but I heard it today. Usually I say different person, same spirit. The Devil and the Queen of Pentacles. And this is the thing. Sometimes we gotta be somebody's villain in the story. Let it. Let it happen. Let it go. Let it go. Somebody could choose to move to their sister's house, or a sister could be significant. hmm Sisterly love could be significant. Eight of Cups. Somebody could want to leave. Somebody might want to. That might be your best bet. Leaving. That's the end of the advice. Leaving. Snip, snip. Oh, okay. The Devil and the King of Pen and the Queen of Pentacles. This is the thing. You could have done some things in the past, and you were demonized. You were seen as the villain. So again, about the intention, are you doing it to hurt this person, or are you doing it because you know that you can do and be better without this person? Would it be beneficial if you guys split up and separated? Even if it's separating, like being husband and wife and living separately, co-parenting, put it where it goes. The Tower, but something's got to change, because whatever you got, whatever foundation you guys are standing on, it's going to fall anyway. You going to get out the tower before it does? Leaning Tower of Pisa, Italy could be significant. Hmm, that's interesting. That's suspicious. Who been flying to Italy? Okay. Whew, transformation. Anything you lose comes around in another form. Opportunity, choices, and transformation. Somebody could be getting ready to travel. I just saw my neighbor twirling his keys, but I think he just came back from somewhere. Okay. Somebody's name could be Rafael. I think he got a roommate. Oh, you guys could have eventually evolved into roommates. You know how they say after a certain amount of time of being with somebody, you become roommates? Yeah. Oh, this is my yes card in this deck. It is your light that lights the world. Self-reliance, brilliant ideas, and time to shine. Whatever idea that you had while I was talking to you, while we were having our little hash, okay? Go ahead, do that, baby. Just do it. That was a message from our collective today. Just do it, bookie butt. I heard no better time than the present. Live life as if everything is rigged in your favor. Have confidence. Keep the faith. You are supported. Whatever it is that you choose to do, you are supported in the ethers, and you may be surprised by the support that you achieve or have around you in the 3D. The world is a mountain that echoes your words. Reflection, seeing affects what you do matters. What you do matters. Seeing affects. Look, reflection though, reflection. So it's time for you to possibly separate from this person, get away, get some space, and reflect on your hand in the situation and how they showed to you the things that you could work on. Be with those who help your being. Like attracts like. Choose friends carefully. You guys, you are supported. You have supportive friends around you. Yeah. I hope this helped my Pisces. If you have any questions for me or would like a personal reading, check the description box down below. And as always, stay fly, aim high.